All right, today we're going to do the red beans and rice recipe. This is LR 1893. I have my mise en place all put together, which means I have all my ingredients ready, prepared, measured for my recipe. I've got my sausage cut. Oh shoot, you got gloves on? Put gloves on. I have my peppers, onions, and celery all diced. I separated these for the purposes of the video, but you could all put, once you measure them, you can put all this into one pan, that's fine. The sausage is sliced thinly. I got about 12 to 14 pieces per kielbasa, if you want to hold on. So it is pretty thin. There's a reason I want it thin, so that it gets caramelized in the oil. Okay, so Justin is helping me. Smile, Justin. So we're going to add our oil to a hot steam jacket kettle. This is a 1/4 cup of oil. We're going to just wait just a couple seconds, and I have this on 8 or so. We want it hot. We're going to put our sausage in. You can hear that sizzle. That's what you want to hear. We're going to saute the sausages for a few minutes until they get browned. This is going to add flavor to the red beans and rice, and also kind of caramelize your sausages a little bit. And this is going to take probably 4 to 5 minutes or so to get this done.
Making sure they're in one layer so they're not steaming.
Yeah, if you kind of put them in one layer so that they have contact with the bottom of the steam kettle jacket, this will ensure that they do get browned. And again, you can hear it sizzling, so we're just going to let it sizzle for a few minutes. So as it sizzles, you're going to kind of stir it every few minutes, not a lot, because you do want it to kind of touch the bottom and kind of caramelize, but you do want to stir it every little bit. Okay, this is probably about 8 minutes in. You see the nice brown color on the sausage. That's what we're looking for. And you can see in the pan, it's got some brown coating on the bottom of the steam kettle jacket. That's called fond, and it's going to give us extra flavor to our mixture. So now we're going to pull the sausage out of the oil using a slotted spoon so that we can retain as much oil in there as possible, because then we're going to add our vegetables in there. So plan 8 to 10 minutes for this step. For sauteing your sausages. Obviously we're doing one batch, which is 26 servings. If you're going to do more batches, you're going to have more sausage, so you may need to stir it more often. But this is what we're looking for, is that brown color in the bottom and the brown on the sausages. Okay, now I'm just going to kind of look in there. Looks like there's plenty of oil in there, and we're going to add our vegetables. This is our peppers, and our onions, and our celery. If you hear that sizzle, that's what you want to hear. And we're going to saute it a little bit to soften it up. And again, we're just softening the vegetables at this point. If it's looking like your vegetables are a little dry and the oil is kind of disappearing, you can add a couple tablespoons of butter buds at this point. And that's also going to add some flavor. And what I did was I prepared the butter buds into a liquid butter based on the package directions. There, that looks good. And you still hear that sizzle. That's what we want. Smells really, really good. Whoops, steam. Okay, so now we're going to add our spices. And again, if it looks a little bit dry, these are all pre-measured into, we've got our Mexican spice, our salt, our oregano, and our garlic powder. We're going to add just a touch more butter buds to this because it does look a little dry. And this step is called blooming the spices. It's going to wake up the flavor of the spices. Again, another tablespoon or so, just to kind of give it some moisture. You still hear the sizzling, which is what you want to hear. Okay, then once you can start smelling the spices, which takes about 2 minutes, we're going to add all the rest of our ingredients. So in go our sausages. This recipe calls for 1 can of kidney beans. I measured out 1 pint of kidney beans and I mashed them. So of the can, 1 pint goes into a measuring cup and we mash them. The rest of them just go right in. Do not drain your beans. Now we're going to add our mashed kidney beans in. And this is going to give it the gravy kind of taste. It's kind of mashed up, so it's going to be like a little thickener. And then we're going to add our chicken broth after we kind of get that stirred in. Smelling really good, people. And then we got our 2 quarts of chicken broth. I'm going to scrape out that bottom. Sometimes your base will kind of stick to the bottom, so scrape that out and get all that good stuff in there. Okay, then we're going to let this simmer to bring it up to temperature, bring everything up to temperature again, to 155 degrees. And then this mixture will thicken as it kind of cooks and cooks down a little bit, probably maybe 15 minutes or so till it kind of simmers. And then again, depending on how big your batch is, it may take longer than that to get up to temperature. And then this will be served over rice. Okay, so now it's at the simmering stage. We're going to turn our kettle down a little bit so it's not boiling away. So once you get to this point, we're going to turn our kettle down to about 5, and we're going to let it simmer for a few more minutes to get it up to temperature. Yeah, it's thickening. So as you can see, it's thickening a little bit. We just have it at a simmer, and we can go ahead and put it in our pans from this point and put it on the line for service. 30 minutes. It took about 30 minutes for preparation time. Thank you.